Let's fight, folks. Let's fight. A very good evening to each and every one of you. Welcome in the ring, wherever you're joining us from, at home here in Guyana, in the Caribbean, internationally, wherever in the diaspora you're joining us from. We say a very good evening to each and every one of you. And again, welcome in the ring, folks. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Let me know if you are hearing me. I see some people are saying sound, but let me know if you guys are hearing me good and well enough. Pamela and Pauline and Veronica, Fidel and Lily, all of you great folks, Brenda and Mark. You know, as soon as you guys come on, you got to share the live stream back to your pages, your profile, back to those groups that you are familiar with, Roxanne and Carla, Diane and Rosie, all of you guys, Denise, Nicole Telford, seeing you out there, Junie, good to see you as well. Miss October, Andrea, all of you guys joining us this evening. It's our privilege, guys. I am so fired up and damn ready to get into these hot topics. Folks, we got to fight the Jagabats. We got to fight the trenchies. We got to fight the trench crappos. We got to fight them, folks. We got to fight this install administration every day. My God. Folks, this is Pashwe Monday. Every day to me is Pashwe Day. Any day is a day to Pashwe. And let me tell you what this government is about. Every day we continue under this administration, Gloria and Valerie and Carol, Rosie, Joan, Claire, Navon, Rudy, Randy, Andrea. Every day we continue under this administration. Every goddamn day, folks. Every day is something. It is something. It is what I call, folks, pocketory. Every day is a pocketory in this administration. Every day. Pocketory, left, right, and center. Confusion, powder, pocketory. Every day. You can't catch your length, as one of my aunts would say. You can't catch your length with them. It's something. But as you guys come on this evening, we invite you to share the live stream. We're going to have a special guest. The one and only Mr. Paul Slowe will be stopping by. And my, oh my, big things are happening. Oh, Father, Pashwe. This is not a fight, you know. This is not a fight. It is Pashwe. And some of the things that the Chief Justice said today in this case, in her judgment, it is so telling on the police force. It is so telling administration, and I see the installed Attorney General is trying to respond. He don't have legs to stand on. The Chief Justice has knocked the legs out from under him, pull away the carpet, and remove the floorboards. And he's still trying. It's pocketory. Every day under this administration is one crisis to the next. One crisis to the next, folks. We are going to be privileged to hear directly from Mr. Paul Slowe, the chairman of the Police Service Commission. Put in your pipe and smoke it, Anil. Put in your pipe and smoke it. The court has spoken. Done that nonsense. Pocketory, folks. Pocketory. So get ready for Pashwe. Get ready for Pashwe. Who got to hold your shut? Tell them hold your shut. Right? Whoever got to hold your shut, let her hold it. This is Pashwe, folks. This is Pashwe. 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 That's what this is. Right? This isn't play. Right? It's Pashwe. We don't play. I gotta write a poem or that song. I got to write that poem or that song. It is Pashwe, pocketory. Folks, share the live stream. I want you guys to share this live stream, and we are going to be with you as soon as we get to that magic number. Folks, I ain't waiting to the end. A good night to all except Anil. A good night to all except Anil. Right? It's a long time now. I ain't said good night to everybody except. Tonight is we start back. Good night to all except Anil, folks. Right? A good night to all except. So I'm getting ready to start, folks. Share the live stream. I'm going to give you guys a minute or so to share the live stream. I am ready to get into the hot topics. Ready to go, folks. Ready to go. I'm going to give you guys a second or so. Y'all don't get basity. A second or so to share this live stream. I am so ready to go. Right? We're ready to go with the hot topics. Take a look at that, folks. Just take a look. Hot top. Good night to all except the Jagabats. This Jagabat Anil. Except. Share the live stream. We're going to start in a second, folks. Share. Good night to all except the frauds. Except, right? Guys, when we come back, I want to see some real shares. I want to see some real. Are we sharing this thing, folks? Or I got to come and fight some of you? Y'all might come to your profiles and I check to see what is happening. A good night to all except, right? Except the installed ones. We ain't wasting time tonight. We ain't wasting time. We ain't having it. Don't come around with funny tonight. Maybe Saturday night or Sunday night. And people done saying, Duncan, you got to do a show over the weekend. We can't wait. It's too much. A man called me over the weekend. I had to back several persons. They said, Duncan, we cannot wait. It's too much. It's too much. You got to do something over the weekend for we. You got to do something over the weekend for it. Too much. It's too much. So a good night to all except. Guys, you got to share. I told you, you got your roles. I have my roles, right? And the role we play, you play is to share. I get the information, credible and valid. We only want valid viewers and we only want credible comments. You all hearing me? Valid viewers and credible comments, right? Marsha is a valid viewer. Monica Williams is a valid viewer. Cecilia Abrams is a valid viewer. Kim King, valid viewers. That's what we want. Willetta Best, valid viewer. Carly, you're a valid viewer. If you didn't know before, you know now. I say it's a valid viewer. I ain't having it. Joycelyn Thompson, you're a valid viewer. Chanel Wills, valid viewer. Bonnie Alson, valid viewer. Philo Song, valid viewer. Donna David, the present, sir. Right? Lisa Yehewe, valid viewer. Candace Norine, valid viewer. Lorraine Beat, valid. Gavin Franklin, valid viewer. Folks, we got to share this live stream. It's pocketory. A good night to all except. I ain't waiting. Except the Jagabats. Except the install set. A good night to all except. Right? And we can tell you why, except this Jagabat here. Folks, I'm ready to get to it because I want to bring on my guests as soon as I can. Let's get to the hot topics, folks. Right? Let's move away this Jagabat until we're ready to have him later. Good night to all except, folks. Pocketory. That's what we got. There's a set of pocketory. Crosses. Whole set of crosses. We have to have another placard. I hope the producer listened to me with crosses. Another placard with just crosses. Mr. Producer, put it in for me, please. Crosses. Pashway Monday, folks. Let's get to the hot topics. Y'all like session. Y'all like sesh. Don't get left behind. You got to share the live stream. Folks, you've been doing such an awesome job sharing this live stream. I'm so impressed the last week. The shares have been through the roof. And I want it to continue exactly that way. We want it to continue that way. On behalf of my producers and I, folks, thank you so much for all your support in this program. It's confusion powder. If it is not pocketory, it's confusion powder. All right? If it is not pocketory, it is confusion powder. Right? Let's get to it, folks. So by now you would know that the Chief Justice hikes up and lashed down Anil several times in court today. Hikes up and lashed down. She wasn't having them. Right? She wasn't having them. She threw out the case. Not because they don't get promoted. They carry a case before the High Court. Huh? Because they didn't get promoted. Yeah, work for promotion. Stop doing nonsense if you want to be promoted. Huh? Stop doing nonsense. Soon the young girls come in the police force. Karen Bash asking them according to the report of that was given there. Right? Asking them for the phone number. Asking them if they got a man. What they got to do with you? You want to be the man? You want to be the man? What it got to do with you? If you're doing your work properly, you can get promotion. You can get promotion. And if you believe in the Almighty, you can get promotion. Don't look to man. So they file a case. Here the Chief Justice says. The Chief Justice says, said in her judgment, right, there is nothing unlawful in considering disciplinary matters in the determination of whether the applicants should be promoted. That's what the Chief Justice, Roxanne George Wilsh. Oh, y'all only like she when she ruling against APNU AFC. Y'all jagabats. That's what she said. She said, again, there is nothing unlawful in considering disciplinary matters in the determination of whether the applicants should be promoted. Therefore, the declarations and certiorari sought cannot be granted. The Chief Justice went on to say that the High Court could not order the Police Service Commission to reconsider its decision to promote the applicants. It would mean simply that the decision of the Police Service Commission stands. That is what it would say to me, right? No. But Annie wanted to tell us something different. Here, what the Chief Justice also said. That, she said that the acting Deputy Commissioner, Calvin Brutus, had written self-serving letters against Officer Cooper, Azor, and Simon. And more so, there was a paucity of evidence to prove that they had been subject to disciplinary proceeding. There was a paucity of evidence. She said he wrote Brutus, in a self-serving manner. That alone is disciplinary matters against Mr. Brutus, who should step down immediately. Shame on all of you. Shame on all of you. That is what the woman said. Shame on all of you. You all have brought the police force into disrepute. I am so ashamed of the police force as never before. As never before. And before you all concern yourself with what should really and truly be engaging the police force, all of the crime and police brutality, you are bringing stupid, frivolous cases to the court because you all didn't get promoted. Oh, nonsense. But we're going to hear from Mr. Paul Slowe a little later on in the program, folks. We're going to come back to that, right? And of course, the installed regime are now saying that they are rejecting this list proffered by the Police Service Commission. Well, the Police Service Commission members aren't having it. They are not having it. They're not having it. You understand me? They believe, this installed regime believes, as though there is two sets of law. There is one for them to follow, and there's another for other people to follow. That's why we're saying good night to all, except the installed and the law. Except. Good? Oh, Father, I told you guys, if it's not purgatory, it's confusion powder, it's crosses. Purgatory, confusion powder, and crosses. Those are the three demons that we got battling every day, the plagues unleashed by the PPP. Purgatory, confusion powder, and crosses. Yep. Purgatory, confusion powder, and crosses. Right? Oh, my Father, man called me today. He said, I'm tired. He said, I didn't understand when you call him crosses, but oh, Father, I see it this weekend. He said this weekend was one purgatory to the next. He said was one crosses to the next. That's what the man said. One crosses to the next. Right? One crosses to the next. Well, I can show you. I'm going to show you. Want to see? I shall show you. Signs of the times, folks. Signs of the time. Just this weekend. I show you, it's not 10 months. Just this weekend. Fuel boat explode, 3 dead. They are crosses. They are crosses. Right? And a little bit more case out of government than in. Which really and truly means you should really head back into opposition, or we can put you back shortly. Hold on. Fuel boat explodes. It's crosses, folks. They are crosses. I hope you're all sharing the live stream so others would know the purgatory and the crossery that they be. That is who they are. But that happened. Fuel boat explode, 3 dead. Now they're trying to say it's fuel smuggling, might have led to this explosion. I know it's what? It's the crosses. That is what it is. That is what it is. Moving on. More crosses. High splash down in the police force. All right? This is the way you treat detainees now. Oh my God. Folks, I was so ashamed. I was so ashamed by what I saw transpiring over the weekend. I cannot begin to tell you how ashamed I was to see how this policeman treated this detainee. I don't care what. You had sufficient policemen in the police station to restrain this man, right? Look, madness, say, oh, Father, help us here. One purgatory to the next. This is the Guyana police force, right? And instead of focusing on this, Brutus and the boys, they want promotion, right? This is what they want, promotion for, ladies and gentlemen.
Fight to the man now. Fight to the roll up on the ground and select us now, man. Now you're talking to the man. Fight to the man now. Yes, sir. We're not taking the hoodie.
All right, let me ensure that we have our audio correct.
Yes, sir.
And then we are going to.
Don't have time to wait for it.
Right. You pull it out. Pull it like show me something.
Let me get that back for you guys.
Don't worry. You don't want something yet.
Don't talk to the man now. Show the ignorance, man. Beat up the man. Yo. Fight to the man now. Fight to the roll up on the ground and select us now, man. Now you're talking to the man. Fight to the man now. Yes, sir. We're not taking the hoodie. And let me see your badge number and your name. Yes, sir.
I don't have time to wait for this, man.
Right. You pull it out. Pull it like show me something.
Let's pull out the jacket. Let me see the name now, officer. How's it, Daisy? What's the officer there? What's the officer there?
What's asking him?
What's the name, officer? Officer, what's the name? What's the name? This is how you want to know. What's the name of your badge number?
Excuse me.
The citizens are asked to comply with the police, and the police have the right to not comply with the citizens. Yeah. They are no rights. Holy man, dog. Knock your head, lock you up in the cell. This something right. Refuse to give a name and a badge number.
Well, folks, if this is happening, if that is happening when the cameras are rolling, if that is happening when the cameras are rolling, imagine when there is no camera there. Imagine that. Now, instead of the leadership of the Guyana police force, look to see how they can better improve the quality of policing. Oh, no. Is that them boys want promotion for? Right? Is that kind of professionalism in the force them boys want promotion for? That is what they want promotion for. That is what the fight is for. Right? That is the force that they want promotion for. Can you imagine that? Well, we're going to get to some of that as soon as we have our guest on. Folks, in other things that would have transpired over the weekend, there was an accident involving some Venezuelans. And folks, let me let you know that let me bring this up a little closer. If you look in the background, you will see an overturned vehicle there. Now, these Brazilian women apparently were traveling. The news, very picking this up, didn't say exactly where, but this was a very big accident. As far as I know, as far as reporting goes, they said that these Venezuelan women were in this vehicle that overturned, as you can see. I think if you look down towards the back right-hand side at the bottom, you, no pun intended, you will see these women are barefooted, among other things, which is indicative that there was an accident that transpired there, right? There was a big accident there that happened. And if you look in the background, you will see there's a vehicle there. And in the foreground, you will see soaked skin. And I mean, very traumatic experience for these Venezuelan women. I mean, this was an accident of really big titanic proportions, and we are still getting more information. And as we get that information, folks, we are going to keep you posted. Purgatory in all style, fashion, size, curvature. Yes, purgatory, folks, purgatory there. But we're gonna bring you the latest. We're gonna bring you the latest where this is concerned, folks. We're gonna bring the latest on this accident for you, folks. Oh my God, where do we go next? That is the question. Where do we go next? Look, story. You know where we're going next? Oh, Father. Cost of living going up. Cost of living going up. When you see the prices of some goods in the market, you're going to have an accident too. You understand me? If your spouse call you and tell you what's the price of Bora, you might run off the road yourself. If they call you and tell you what is the price of cabbage, you're going to run off the road as well. Right? Cost of living going up. Promises were made. Promises were made, folks, to reduce cost of living. But we see the good standard of living that we enjoy and the good life that has gone. The cost of living is going up. If you see some of these prices, you might run off the road too. Watch this, folks. Watch this here. Let me bring this in so y'all can see some of these prices. Let's bring this in a little more so you guys can see some of these prices up close and personal. Look at some of these prices, ladies and gentlemen. Oh my, Bora. A little parcel of Bora is $1,400. $1,400. A little parcel of Bora. Cabbage. This is cabbage. This is not cabbage, but these prices can be cabbage. You cannot by any means be so vulgar. It's cabbage and Bora. So Bora now is $1,436 and cabbage is $1,590. And the cabbage and the Bora beat up looking. Cabbage and Bora rivaling raw gold, right? Soon you could carry Bora and cabbage, Bora and cabbage to the pawn shop. You left three cabbage and you collect 10,000 from the pawn shop. Right? So much for the good life. So much for the good life. Folks, they made promises. The guys made promises. They made promises. But it's just purgatory. That is all we're seeing. Purgatory. Crosses and purgatory. That's what they are. That is who they be. Right? Crosses and purgatory. Right? And as I said early on, it would appear that the law is just for some people. Because over the weekend, we learned of a big fete on the Harbor Bridge. And just like when Dalrymple, the bike the fella, we're still waiting to see what police is doing in this matter. There was fetting on the Harbor Bridge, ladies and gentlemen. Big fete. Big fete. Look at some of what transpired over the weekend on the Demora Harbor Bridge. Fete in your skin. Fete. Let me make sure we get this right for you guys. Fete.
Alright, good enough. enough. I just want to hear, baby. There we go. It's gone. Now low, up again away, baby. They wanna stay, baby. Alright, good enough. I just want to hear, baby. There we go.
Folks, if I walk on the Harbor Bridge, if I walk on the Harbor Bridge, right, you would see police by house tomorrow if I only but walk on that Harbor Bridge, right? And there you see bear fetting on the harbor. It's pocketory. What I can tell you, folks, pocketory. As we are about to bring our guest on, let me inform you, more pocketory. Credible sources have revealed to us that they are attempting to close the Agricola Health Service, claiming that the workers are being attacked. Personnel, they are being attacked by members of the public. People in Agricola just mad, like them, like the Jagabats. So they're telling us how personnel there at the Agricola Health Center, they're being attacked. And we're following this story. We're going to get some more information for you. We are having it. We are not having it, ladies and gentlemen. And finally, well, I think it's finally, before we have our guest on, we want to wish all of those persons who would have sat the, or have started sitting the CSEC and CAPE just today. We want to wish all our students good luck, and parents, give them your best wishes. Don't pressure them too much right now. Give them your love and your support. You know, this is a crucial time, and we wish all of our students the very, very best. We wish all our students the very best. Guys, and on the COVID front, very, very quickly, well, the installed administration would let us know that there is still no word on when the Sputnik V will arrive. Well, they wrote quick to the fella the other day and got a response, a quick response, but he didn't tell them when they're sending the rest of the Sputnik V that the taxpayers in this country have already paid for. They have not told us that as yet, but again, like other things, we are going to continue to follow this and have more information on it a little later on in our program or in a subsequent program as to how this particular story with the Sputnik V develops. And with that, I think my guest might be ready this evening, Mr. Paul Slowe. I think he might be ready. Just give me a second, folks. Let me make sure that we have it right. Let me ensure that we have this right. And I think yeah. Mr. Slowe, very good evening, sir.
Good evening, Mr. Duncan.
Awesome. I know there was an important judgment coming out of the High Court just today, in which you were a party as it concerns the promotion of officers, and a move that was made to block the promotion of these officers. The court, to me, has spoken very definitively. Give me your overall take of the judgment, and then I want to ask you some specifics.
Well, the judgment is as the commissioner had expected, given all the facts. Just to remind the viewers that the Police Service Commission, first of all, is the constitutional body responsible for promoting ranks in the Guyana Police Force from inspector to assistant commissioner. During the course of last year, the process started, and Senior Superintendent Brutus and some other officers challenged the process. They went to court with a fixed date application, and after several submissions and all kinds of documents, the Chief Justice handed down our decision today. And basically what she said, that the challenge by Brutus and the others had no merit. and therefore she said that there was nothing unlawful. Because the main issue that they were claiming is that they were being overlooked for promotion because they are pending disciplinary matters, which is the case. They are pending disciplinary matters against them, and the rule of the commission has long been, even before this current commission, that once a rank as pending disciplinary matters, then they cannot be promoted. So this commission was merely following that well-established rule and principle. And the Chief Justice ruled today that there was nothing illegal about that, and she basically threw out the case, or threw the challenge that was brought.
Awesome. Let me read again that portion, Mr. Slowe, for our viewers. In the judgment that was delivered or handed down just today, again, the Chief Justice said there is nothing unlawful in considering disciplinary matters in the determination of whether the applicants should be promoted. Therefore, the declarations sought cannot be granted. She went on to state that the High Court could not order the Police Service Commission to reconsider its decision to promote the applicants. Mr. Slowe, does this mean, because in the layman's terms, we understand it to mean that the decision that the Police Service Commission would have come to under your stewardship stands?
Of course it does. It stands. And if you can also recall that the lawyer representing the commission, Mr. Selwyn Peters, dispatched a letter to the president in which he outlined the reason why the commission will continue to do its work.
Correct. And I'm going to come to that in but a moment. In the judgment, again, handed down by Chief Justice Roxanne George Wiltshire, she went on to state that let me read it here. That the acting deputy commissioner, Calvin Brutus, had written several self-serving, these are her words, letters against officers Cooper, Azor, and Simon. And more so, there was a paucity of evidence to prove that they had been subject to disciplinary proceedings as they were. Is this an indictment on the police force leadership, especially Mr. Brutus?
Well, it's a serious indictment because, again, I need to correct because there's no active deputy commissioner Brutus. Brutus is a senior superintendent who's performing the functions of deputy commissioner administration. Now, there's a big difference there. And the Chief Justice pointed out exactly what we were saying all along. There was never, ever any disciplinary or other matter involving Cooper, Azor, Simon, before the commission, none at all. And what happened, in a previous interview, I outlined the sequence of events. And what happened there, one thing I had omitted then, and the Chief Justice pointed it out, that even before the commission sat to consider promotion, before it sat on the 23rd of December, on the 17th of December, 2020, Brutus, through his lawyers, Brutus and the others through the lawyers, wrote to the commission, basically saying that they know that the commission was to meet to consider promotions. They know that they had pending disciplinary matters, and therefore they were not likely to be considered. And they were actually demanding, I was instructing the commission that no promotion should be considered until the disciplinary matters against those persons have been completed. And then he went on to threaten that should the commission proceed with the promotion, then he's going to take legal action. That is on the 17th of December. I want to remind us as well that following the conversation with the president on the 23rd of December, that's the first day when the commission met to start considering and created a shortlist. On the night of the 23rd, after that conversation, the very next day, Christmas Eve day, the Minister of Home Affairs, Robeson Ben, instructed the commissioner acting, or the persons carrying out the functions of the commissioner, to initiate proceedings to have those very officers charged for varying offenses. That's on the 24th. And based on the evidence that is before the court in this matter, on the very 24th, Brutus then wrote, according to the Chief Justice, and I'm quoting her here, to his rivals. He wrote to his rivals to advise them that they were being investigated. That is indeed self-serving, as the Chief Justice rightly pointed out, concocted to make sure that they were trying to then influence the commission. So basically what they were saying, well, Brutus and others have pending matters, and you have said that persons with pending disciplinary matters cannot be promoted. So let me just say that these people have pending disciplinary matters as well, so that you will not be able to. That is what it was all about. And it's dishonest, it's unprofessional.
Stinging rebuke. And the Chief Justice went on with some even more stinging commentary. The Chief Justice said in this judgment, again, for those who are now joining us, handed down just today, Chief Justice Roxanne George Wiltshire, she went on to state that the High Court could not order the Police Service Commission to overturn its promotion decisions because that would mean going into an excursion and investigation of the circumstances which the court which the court was not empowered to do. Your thoughts, sir?
Well, that has been consistent because if you recall in 2017, there was an issue where the then Minister of State wrote to this commission directing that the promotion be put on hold because of issues, investigations and all of that. And the Chief Justice ruled then that no one can direct the commission to set that the action, and the person who brought this action was the now Attorney General. So I'm sure that he's fully aware that what was the people were trying to do was unlawful. And the Chief Justice ruled then, and she even ruled then too in a case involving the former Minister Brooms, because apparently Minister Brooms has also sent a letter to the Public Service Commission in respect of interviews. And the Chief Justice ruled that no one, no entity, no individual can direct the commissions, including the Police Service Commission, how to function. So the decision today, in my mind, was consistent with those earlier decisions.
And Mr. Slowe, based on all that we have said, based on the judgment, the ruling of the High Court just today, what the government came out with as part of a statement subsequently seems bizarre to me. I want to read a part of it and get your reaction. The government, the installed government, has said, it must be made abundantly clear that nothing in the ruling rendered this afternoon by the learned Chief Justice, the Honorable Roxanne George, in the case filed by Mr. Calvin Brutus, Senior Superintendent of Police against the Police Service Commission, and the Attorney General, gives legitimacy to the purported list of promotions issued by the Police Service Commission. Your thought, isn't that lunacy?
Well, I really don't understand what the Attorney General is trying there to say. But as I've said, we went ahead, and remember, we are following the law. On the 31st of December, while the commission was considering the promotion, the Chief Justice actually put a stay on the promotion. And we followed that. We followed that because we were duty bound to follow the order of the court, and that is what we did. So today, when the order was lifted, we went ahead and did what we are required to do. The constitutional gives us that authority to make promotions, and we did that.
Fantastic. As part of that, also part of the letter that your attorney would have written subsequently as well to this installed administration, and I would just want to quote a section of it, and maybe you can expand on it for us. Your attorney, Mr. Selwyn Peters, has said that that he has advised the commission that the purported suspensions asserted to by Irfan Ali in the letters are manifestly ultra vires Article 225 of the Constitution. They are unlawful, illegal, premature, and of no legal force, import, or effect. Expand on that and what happens next in terms of the work.
The lawyer, Mr. Peters, very experienced, very knowledgeable, has been representing the commission very well, very capably in this matter. And having looked at what the president attempted to do with the suspension, he went through the whole process with us and the Constitution. Article 225, as he explained to us, is quite clear. Yes, the president can suspend the commission, but the Constitution spells out the process. It says first that a matter has to be referred to the president by a tribunal. And in order for the tribunal to be put together, that has to be done by the Judicial Service Commission. And as the lawyer pointed out in the letter, there is no Judicial Service Commission. So they could not have been a lawful or lawfully established tribunal. So anything thereafter is illegal. The only way the commission can be suspended is if the question of suspension is referred to the president by the tribunal. And there is no tribunal. And the lawyer quote a previous case with Carville Duncan, with the official gazette and all of those things that are attached. So we have been advised, quite correctly, I think, that purported suspension should be disregarded, and we should continue to do our work, and that is what we will do.
And how are you going to effect that moving forward?
Well, we will do our work. Whenever we have to meet, whatever we have to do, we'll continue to work.
Great, excellent. In this judgment, Mr. Slowe, the Chief Justice said something. I wanted to gauge your reaction on it as well. She went on to state that the officers do not have a right to be heard by the PSC before a decision is made whether to promote them. Declarations, the Chief Justice said, cannot be granted that the applicants are entitled to be heard prior to a decision of the commission denying their promotions, nor are they entitled to be heard on any reconsideration of the matter. To so order, the Chief Justice said, to so order would be to impose a right to be heard before promotion in circumstances where there is no right to be promoted.
Well, the question here is that remember, these people have disciplinary matters pending, and it is our view that they would have been given an opportunity had they not brought this action to suspend the process during the course of the disciplinary inquiry. They would have been given an opportunity to clear themselves, to clear their names. Now they have sought to suspend that process, and therefore I don't know what the argument was about the right to be heard when in fact they did not go to the disciplinary inquiry where they would have been given a chance to defend themselves.
Yeah. Point taken. And in addition to that, the Chief Justice also said she highlighted the fact that there's a very poor haphazard promotion process in the police force, and actually recommended that this is revamped. She said that the circumstances that have led to these applications are most unfortunate, to say the least. They are not, they do not augur well for the overall management and well-being of the Guyana police force. The determination of these applications do not assuage what clearly is deep-seated feelings of distrust, mistrust in the higher echelons of the force. Do you think this is what the police leadership should really be addressing their minds to?
Well, yes, I think for a number of years, not only now, for a number of years, people have not had much confidence in the process. There are certain guidelines set down. For example, to be promoted to certain ranks, if you're a sergeant, to be promoted to inspector, there's a requirement that you should pass what is called the appropriate qualifying examination. If you were an inspector before you can be promoted to a gazetted rank, you have to also pass the appropriate qualifying examination. But there are numerous cases where people are recommended for promotion, and the records will show that they have not passed the examination. So that is one of the issues when the recommendations come to the Police Service Commission. They have to be carefully perused to make sure that those rules have been followed. And quite often, we find that persons have been recommended and they have not met the criteria for promotion. So that is an issue. That is an issue. So if the regulation, if the rules are saying that you must pass the examination, then one would expect that the administration of the force would insist and would only send recommendations to the commission that would have met the criteria. But that is not the practice. And therein lies a major part of the problem. And people will tell you, ranks would complain to you about favoritism, that even though they work, even though they have good conduct, but because they might not find favor with certain people, then they're not promoted. And then we had cases during the last commission where credible allegations were made that people were paying money to be promoted. As ridiculous as that, people were paying money, credible allegations. I have seen the reports, I have seen names, right? People paying for promotion. Now, this commission came, and from the inception, when this commission took life in 2018, on numerous occasions, we brought these things to the attention of the administration and the wider officer corps to tell them that those things will no longer be tolerated. And we caused them to know that we are going to be operating in a professional manner. And that is what some people do not want. People do not want professionalism. People do not want objectivity. They want somebody bringing something to you and somebody favoring you and somebody call you on the phone. I made it absolutely clear to the police officers that I don't want anyone to call me or anyone from the commission on the phone to put in a word, so to speak, to promotions. I say you should be promoted by your work and by action. We're going to try to be as fair as we can. I even went on to tell them that should anyone call me to try to influence me or any other member of the commission to promote any person, that may be held against the person because that is a form of corruption. And if they're involved in corruption, then they are not worthy of being promoted.
And Mr. Slowe, and that is basically what you said when you said that the installed president himself called you. I think that the implications is that amounted to trying to influence the commission.
It was exactly.
And now we see this very frivolous, malicious, vexatious, libelous charge of fraud. I mean, it is bizarre, but tell us where in the process we are with that specific matter.
Well, that matter is before the court, and therefore I am not going to comment much on it, just to say that on it last came up on the 24th of this month, and this is now set for the 21st of July. And as I've said, it's before the court, and we'll get our day. They will have the opportunity to prove the allegations, and we get a chance to defend ourselves. So I'm not going to comment on that.
Great. Mr. Slowe, before I let you go, now the Guyanese public, they're looking at all of this. They see a Guyana police force imploding, a Guyana police force at war with itself. What is your thoughts to the Guyanese, whether at home or in the diaspora, who are watching and wondering what is happening in the police force? A normal police force doesn't operate in this manner. Outside of the work of the service commission, the police service commission that you are the chairman of, how is the police force, or how should the police force be moving forward? And I know you have such tremendous knowledge and experience, having spent so many years in the police force, leaving it at the upper higher echelons of the leadership. How should the police force be moving forward in its work?
The police force has to return to professionalism. I mean, the officers have to act professionally. They have to make sure that things are done in the manner prescribed by the law, the various regulations, standing orders. Unfortunately, now the perception is that is not the case. And one of the problems, the Chief Justice alluded to it today in a ruling, is the disharmony that exists in the officer corps in the Guyana Police Force. And if you go back to in 2017, when I did the commission of inquiry, the disarmony was there then, and it has continued. And I made the point then, and I'm repeating it here for emphasis, that those persons who are causing disunity in the force, and during the course of this case, many of them were clearly identified, they should be separated from the force, because as long as they are there, they are toxic, and the force is not going to progress with them in the midst. Can you imagine, having regards to all that has transpired over the past 6 months, what type of interaction there is likely to be between and among those people at the top? I will pay any money to be a fly, to sit on a wall, to see the interaction. I suspect it's going to be very tense. I suspect it's going to be very unprofessional. You can't trust one another, and that is not a good place to be, especially in an organization like the Guyanese Police Force. I am saying that notwithstanding what the authorities might feel, I think they have to have an objective analysis of what is going on and try to put some order. And let me make this point, because I said so before, and people tend to believe that when we talk, it's all bad. There are some very good police officers, very knowledgeable, good, decent, professional police officers, and other ranks. They have them, lots of them. I have no doubt about that. There are lots of them around. But if you have those people around in senior positions who are using their influence, who feel threatened by the professional, educated officers, then you're going to have a problem. And that is what has been highlighted in the past months and years.
Yeah. Exactly. Mr. Slowe, I want to offer you the opportunity to maybe put forward anything I may have missed. I don't want to leave anything out. So you have the opportunity now to put forward any other comments that you might have on this issue.
Well, the Chief Justice also commented on the disciplinary process. And she did rightly pointed out that the process is slow. And matters when a complaint is made against a rank, the whole process should be expedited. And we agree. And we have been trying our level best in the past 3 years or so to get that done. It might surprise you and the listeners to know that prior to 2018, when this commission came into existence, the process was even slower, 4 or 5 years for a matter to be concluded. We have sought to make sure that these things are speeded up because we recognize that people with pending disciplinary matters, and in many cases, those matters are likely to be dismissed. And therefore, in the interest of justice, in the interest of fairness, we have tried to move the process along. But the problem is, the commission itself does not have the capacity to investigate. So even though the Constitution says that the commission is responsible for promotion and discipline, when it comes to discipline, the commission cannot conduct investigations. So the commission makes use of a particular article in the Constitution, which gives us the authority to delegate the powers to investigate to police officers. And therein lies the problem. So when these matters are sent to the police officers for them to investigate, they drag their feet. And in most cases, we have had a few reports that have been dealt with very speedily. But in most cases, they drag their feet. And then at the end of the day, when the report is submitted, I mean, it is clear that no proper investigation was done. They just do something to try to clear the colleague. So those are some of the problems. And unless those things are addressed, you're not going to get any place. Don't try to blame Slowe and Conway and Adams and Jarvis and Summersall. The problem is not with the individuals. The problem is with the system. And therefore, you have to fix the system. I recall seeing a report by the British consultant on security sector reform submitted to President Granger. And he highlighted this point. He highlighted the fact that the commission should be given the resources to do investigations so that these things can be completed. Can you imagine a system where you have allegations, serious allegations made against senior police officers, and then nothing happens? Nothing happens. And basically, that is what we inherited, and we have tried to fix it. And I suspect if they don't address the system properly, you're going to go right back to that unwelcome, unsavory situation.
Very well, very well. Mr. Paul Slowe, Chairman of the Police Service Commission, I want to thank you for sharing this time with us and bringing clarity to these many nuanced issues coming out of this judgment. And we wish you and your team well again, the Police Service Commission. Thanks for joining us this evening, sir.
Thank you very much, Mr. Duncan. Good night to you and the viewers.
Awesome. Thanks again, sir. Folks, and there you have it from Mr. Paul Slowe himself. And that is why we said it's a good night to all, except this gentleman here. I want to walk you guys through. This judgment in the remaining minutes that we have in our program. I want to walk you guys through step by step what has transpired, what the Chief Justice has said, and how important it is that now the installed Attorney General, they are now refusing they are now refusing vehemently to comply with the court's judgment. And this is what the High Court said. Good night to all except this fellow. The High Court said that there is nothing, and I repeat, there is nothing unlawful, right? Nothing unlawful. That's what the High Court said. There is nothing unlawful in considering disciplinary matters in the determination of whether the applicants should be promoted. Therefore, the declarations sought cannot be granted. Cannot. She said the High Court could not order the Police Service Commission to reconsider its decisions to promote the applicants. This is the Chief Justice. This is not APNU AFC. This is the Chief Justice of the High Court, the Supreme Court. She went on to state a very, very important point, right? The Chief Justice went on to say that the declarations cannot be granted, that the applicants are entitled to be heard prior to a decision of the commission denying their promotions, nor are they entitled to be heard on any reconsideration of the matter. To so order, the High Court stated, would be to impose a right to be heard before promotion in the circumstances where there is no right to be promoted. That is the Chief Justice. The Chief Justice went on to say that acting, according to them, Deputy Commissioner Calvin Brutus wrote self-serving letters. Oh God, anybody would resign in shame. This is the Chief Justice pronouncement. Self-serving letters against officers Cooper, Azor, and Simon. And more so, there was a paucity of evidence to prove that they had been subject to any disciplinary proceedings. The Chief Justice went on. Roxanne wasn't having it. Roxanne said the High Court could not order the Police Service Commission to overturn its promotion. Its promotion decisions, because that would mean going into an excursion. And I don't understand that. She said it would mean going into an excursion and investigation of the circumstances which the court was not empowered to do it. And then now come and said he ain't concerned with no list. Right? That is what the installed Attorney General has said. He ain't concerned with no list. That's what the man said. The man said he ain't got time with no list. Fire upon list. Right? You remember, just recently, you had the case where the two members of parliament, parliamentary secretaries, Ram Kissoon and Brown, Vikash Ram Kissoon and Sarah Brown, same Chief Justice threw them out of the National Assembly and said they were squatting illegally. Hear what Nandalal said. He can bring to chair. Nothing is stopping him from bringing to chair and put him at the side. You understand? So I don't know if he can bring to chair for Brutus and whoever else they want to promote, the president's men, into the hierarchy and the leadership of the Ghana police. He can bring a couple chair and put them at the side of the current office bearers, right? And the people who should be and are by virtue of this judgment promoted. Because that is what the Chief Justice says. Nobody cannot interfere with the work of the commission, the Police Service Commission, once it is above board. Right? Now, as my grandmother would say, Nandla come with some froth, right? Opening his mouth like a big pot, right? Talking about they will not concern themselves with any illegal lists. It's the Chief Justice judgment they're talking about, you know. And these are the folks who want to lecture us about democracy, law and order, rule of law, respect for the courts. Oh my Lord, they are the rectitude of obedience to law and order. This is the man who said he can bring to chair and put it aside. Who say now he ain't got time with lists. Listen to what the installed administration, this is dictatorship. The installed regime said, and I want to quote it for you guys as we close. He said, it must be made abundantly clear the learned Attorney General installed illegal, fraudulent. It must be made abundantly clear that nothing in the ruling rendered this afternoon by the learned Chief Justice, the Honorable Roxanne George, in the case filed by Mr. Calvin Brutus, Senior Superintendent of Police, right? He's Senior Superintendent of Police, he is Deputy Assistant, he's all kinds of title the man got. Senior Assistant Superintendent of Police, right? Nothing in this case filed by Mr. Brutus, nothing in the ruling against the Police Service Commission and the Attorney General gives legitimacy to the purported list. Oh, Jesus. I don't know if this man getting old and dotish, and he has now subcontracted reading the judgment out to somebody else. He said nothing gives legitimacy. He said fire upon the High Court. That's what we're saying. Fire. Fire upon the High Court. Folks, a good night to all. Except the installed illegal, fraudulent, and once more defeated in the High Court. Anil Nandilal. Ian learning, Ian tech and learning. Social distance, folks. Wear your mask. Sanitize. And practice all of the other COVID-19 protocols that are in place for your health, your safety, that of your friends, family, and loved ones. A good night to all, except, and those of you who are going to come back and watch the broadcast later on, share the damn live stream. Stay safe, folks. Stay safe.